level this morning. But back home, of course, we have our own cues to deal with. Higher crude prices on one hand, but on the other hand, liberalization of the FDI policy could give a boost to sentiment on D Street as we see the run up to the budget. Dyaneshwar Padwal is now with us. Dyaneshwar, first up, what's the trade on the Nifty? Yesterday was a tug of war between the bulls and the bears. We finally ended the day marginally higher. At these levels, what are you advising traders to do?
Yeah, first of all, good morning, Sabina. We have seen that this spectacular rally into 2017, and by welcoming 2018, the key benchmark index Nifty has posted a historical close at 10,637. So we are at the opinion that the Nifty is initially heading for a 10,800 mark, and basically on a higher time frame, we have seen that the mainly weekly and quarterly charts suggest that the ongoing trend could continue to travel towards the north, and any pullbacks come towards the 10,400, 10,500 could be considered as an accumulation phase, and intermediate support could be placed at 10,300 mark. So traders should go long with the stop loss of 10,300 on the Nifty.
Right. Dyaneshwar, what about Bank Nifty? When do you expect that to start participating? Is it worth initiating any sort of long calls on Bank Nifty this morning?
Yeah, yes, agreed with you. In Bank Nifty, we have seen that the Bank Nifty is trading in a very wide consolidation range, and we have seen that the last couple of weeks, the underperformance into the Bank Nifty. The underperformance is basically led by the mismatch trade between the private and public sector banks. But yes, the secular uptrend is still intact on a Bank Nifty. So any decisive moves about 26,000 may lead to the next leg of up move towards the 26,500, 26,700.
Right. Dyaneshwar, in terms of top trades, what are you recommending to our viewers? Any stocks that you think could be worth initiating a long or short call on for an intraday move?
Yeah, yes. In case of DLF, we have seen that the DLF is moving in a clear uptrend. And recent moves suggest that the DLF has come out with the consolidation zone and poised for an initial leg of up move towards the 300 mark. So trader can keep a stop loss of 258 on a closing basis in case of DLF. And second more, we have a buy call on VIP Industries, because VIP Industries last couple of weeks we have seen that the trading was in a very consolidation zone, and yesterday's move suggests that the VIP will get the next leg of up move. So on an intraday basis, you can look for a VIP.
Right. Dyaneshwar, a couple of stocks that saw fresh longs in yesterday's trade. ITC, Tata Motors, NCC, Arvind, Suzlon, Power Grid and Coal India. Any sort of trading calls on these counters, not just for the day, but maybe up until the weekend?
Yeah, of course, you go for the ITC because recently we have seen that the underperformance into the FMCG pack, and ITC was a very laggard into the FMCG sectors. But we have seen that the yesterday's move into the ITC, so it has come out with the narrow range of consolidation zone and poised for an initial leg of up move towards the 300 mark. So traders can keep a stop loss of 250 on a closing basis and wait for the target of 300 in coming few weeks.
Dyaneshwar, also there's some news, and this is very stock specific, but it's worth a mention because the activity is also coming from the cases in NCLT. There are reports this morning that electricity is up for grabs, and companies like Tata Steel and Vedanta are the frontline bidders. Would you trade any of these three counters that I mentioned to you?
See, in case of metal pack, we have seen that the metal pack has marked the positive alpha in 2017. And if you can look at the relative strength of the metal space, so it is giving the buy signals. And you know, the whenever the any sector specific is outperforming the benchmark index, so it is continued to trade on a outperformance basis. So in case of metal pack, I would suggest Tata Steel has given a very good multi-year breakout. So Tata Steel would be a great bet for the for metal space.
Dyaneshwar, also jewelry stocks have seen enough and more traction over the last couple of days. Would you be buying any of those jewelry names today?
Yes, we have a buy call. We have initiated buy call on Gitanjali Gems. So trader can accumulate the stock at current market price by keeping a stop loss of 78 and poised for an initial leg of a move towards the 90 level.
Right, thanks, Dyaneshwar. Good talking to you this morning. That's the view coming on the markets and stock-specific trading calls and trades as well. Dyaneshwar clearly indicating that it's worth going long on the Nifty at these levels. He likes stocks like DLF, which he expects an intraday move on. ITC and Gitanjali Gems are his top picks. But moving on from there, the big story